Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, and today I will be reading an article titled The Old Timers. It was published in 1901 of January 17 in a newspaper titled The Bristol Herald. The Old Timers. They were just as athletic as the present generation, did not make so much noise about it, but lived just as long. A college graduate of the 50s, in replying to an article in the Christian Register of November 8th, says, "When we look back to the thin-legged and short-sighted little old man who made our college boys of 40 years ago, with over-toppling brains and no physical development adequate to carry them through a thorough life work." This statement must excite the risible faculties of those of us who graduated between 50 and the 60s to absolutely helpless laughter. I graduated in the 50s, and 60% of my class still remains on the footstool. The only help to read we had, with one or two exceptions, were pun pies. And so it was with all the classes during my time. The 2nd Massachusetts Regiment was officered almost entirely by Harvard graduates, and a more stalwart set of men never wore sword belts, aside from those skilled in the war. Governor Robinson, Phillips Brooks, Furness, Ambassador Choate, James L. Carter, and all the Adams boys, and scores of others I could name, have proved pretty well that they could carry on an adequate life's work. But we did have athletics. Boating, cricket, football, walking, running, and gymnasium work were not unknown, but were all indulged in at almost no expense for outlaying grounds, outfits, or extraordinary costumes. We were not hysterical over the results of our games or races, nor did we have or care for an amphitheater of thousands to cheer us on. In fact, we had all the exercise necessary for health, and led simple and inexpensive lives. I see by today's paper that 2 rooms in Holworthy, which we considered the acme of luxury, cannot now obtain tenants because they are not sybaritic enough to suit the present undergraduate ideas. West Point, however, seems to get along pretty well with the same standard of living that existed there when Grant and Sherman and the heroes of the war were preparing themselves for their great task. Nobody will deny that, in this country at any rate, greater progress has been made in the last 50 years. In material prosperity, literature, science, and art, than the world ever saw before in twice that period. Certainly, the graduates of 40 years ago have done their share of work necessary to bring this about, and have proved themselves adequate to meet and bring to a successful issue all the great questions that the momentous crisis of the last 5 decades have raised. Now, the superior race of young graduates have got a big task before them if they can surpass in ability and staying power the men who graduated 40 or 50 years ago. The young men of the past, entering professions and business houses, worked from 8 to 12 hours a day, and were only too glad to do it. The young graduates of today, as it seems to me, keep up their interest in their colleges simply through their craze for athletics, and seek any excuse to drop their tasks for a day or two to go and see a game or a race. Not for a moment do I decry athletics, but I do claim that the physical development at colleges 40 years ago has proved ample enough to render the graduates of that period adequate to carry on a thorough life work. And that is the end of the article titled The Old Timers. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, please give me thumbs up, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you again for listening. You guys have a great day. Bye.